Hey everybody, Chris the Old Ass Retro Gamer here. I am back with yet again another Top 3 Tuesday video. Today's topic is something that back in the day I was not too fond of, but once I got back into collecting in 2013, it really took hold and never let go. Shmups, or shoot-em-ups for the uninitiated. Side-scrolling, vertical, spaceships, robots, insects, shooting at things flying at them from every direction. I don't care. I want to play it. So today I have for you my top 3 shmup games. Number 3 is a game I never played back in the day. It is actually a port to the Sega Genesis of an arcade game I never heard of. I did know of it back in the day, but like I said, I was not into shmups all that much. Sure, I played R-Type and Light Force and Gradius, but that was basically where my familiarity with the genre ended. But when I got back into collecting, one specific YouTuber talked about this game to no end. I mean, to the point where it actually became kind of annoying. But in the end, I thanked him for doing so because he convinced me to give it a shot, and now it is my number 3 choice. Truxton for the Sega Genesis. Yeah, Mark from Classic Game Room, you know who you are. This is just a classic, old-school, vertical scrolling shoot-'em-up. There's nothing really fancy or crazy about it outside of, like, some of the bombs you can get, but the power-ups are really cool and fun. The action is fast. Enemies come at you from every direction. The controls are super responsive, and that is the exact thing you need to make these games fun. If the controls lagged in any way, shape, or form, you're dead. So twitchy and fun, and has that old school, super hard difficulty that keeps you coming back for more because you know that, oh, the next time I play, I'll be able to get further. I can just feel it in my bones. For a early Genesis game, the graphics are pretty damn good. I've never seen what the arcade game looks like, so I can't really compare how this looks compared to what the original one was like. The music is pretty cool. It's all about how fun it is, which it is. Very much so. Number 2 is a game I just recently got. It is a brand new game for an old console. Radical Reggie actually turned me on to this. I didn't know anything about it until he brought it up in one of his videos, and I do believe he did a review of it. And I said, gotta get it. Not only because it's for a specific console that I'm trying to do something very specific for, but because shmups. Stormwind for the Sega Dreamcast. And this is quite possibly one of the most visually stunning games to come out for that console. Even though it is just a side-scrolling shmup, it looks absolutely fantastic, especially if you're using the VGA cable. It's just cool that people are still developing games for the older consoles and pushing those consoles to the max, because as far as I can tell, this is the most advanced looking game I've ever seen on the Dreamcast. Even more so than Shenmue. And Shenmue was crazy. But this one has got so much stuff going on screen at the same time, so many colors, it's bullet hell like crazy. I'm kind of surprised that there's no slowdown. So many cool power-ups, the music is fantastic. It doesn't break any new ground for the genre, which I'm kind of making it sound like it did. It doesn't. It is a typical horizontal scrolling shooter. It does it so well, it makes everything feel fresh and new and revitalized me on the genre once again. Super difficult, but super fun, and addictive as all hell. I'm just glad to have this in my collection. And number 1 is for a console that is so expensive to collect for. I never thought I would actually have this game in my collection, at least the North American version. Galactic Attack for the Sega Saturn. You notice that all these games are for the Sega consoles. What can I say? They had some awesome shmups. This game is fantastic! Sega Saturn is not known as a visual powerhouse. I mean, it could do 2D extremely well, 3D not so much. When it came to sprites, though, the Saturn was none better. This game has it all. It has awesome power-ups, crazy stuff that just fills the screen, non-stop barrage of enemies, really big bosses that just take up the entire screen. The music is fantastic, the controls are super, super tight, probably some of the best in shmup history, and the environments are really cool and colorful to look at. There's stuff coming at you from beneath, coming from above, it's just all over the map. So many cool things done with this game that it is highly sought after for good reason. It is awesome. Without a doubt, the best vertically scrolling shooter I have ever played. This is like the top of the mountain. And I remember the exact reason I gave this game a pass back in the day. Never bothered playing it, or even renting it for that matter. That was because of Acclaim. A lot of the games they were releasing for this generation were really shit-tastic. If they would have plastered Taito all over this, I probably would have checked it out, but I never did, and I've regretted it ever since, because when I got back into collecting in 2013, I kept on hearing about Layer Section and Galactic Attack being so awesome. It was one of the best shooters out there, and they were right, and I was an idiot for not trying this back when it first was released. Everything about it is just absolute perfection. Controls, music, graphics, gameplay, difficulty. It's right there. And if there's any game that I bust out my Saturn to just play on a whim, it's this one. So there you go, my absolute top 3 games in the shmup genre. What are your top 3 shmups? Make a response video. I would love to hear what you have to say on the subject. So until next time and the next Top 3 Tuesday video, I'm Chris, the old ass retro gamer, signing off.